Right, so been having some trouble with the listening to music, which sucks. So I think most of the videos have been muted so far. So I'm going to try just talking through it really, and I'll mute myself if I'm not really feeling it. So basically, been looking at rebranding the Flymaster company. I've tried to do it actually about 3 times in about 4 years. So I want to make sure that I get it perfect, so that I don't have to change it again. I also really want to make it reflect what I'm into and the things that I like, and kind of make it like my own thing, uh, that represents what it is, which I suppose is why I've had a few different style of logos since I started the company, quite a few years ago. I think like 2012, 2011, 2012. Um, and it's a process of learning along the way and kind of getting a feel for it. So I think at some point I'd gone for more of a corporate-y look, and at that point in time I was targeting corporate customers. And then over the last few years it's really been stripped back to just kind of event promoters and musicians and stuff like that. So I want to have a logo that I feel fits in there, looks cool. And also I've got a few other kind of ventures I want to do with the brand, so it will fit quite nicely there. So before I started the stream this morning, I probably spent about a day and a bit working on it, or not like a whole day, maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours in total. So I'd been sketching using Sketchbook Pro just to get like a feel of it. Obviously I'd done quite a few hours, or maybe even like a year's worth of researching and gathering logos that I like the feel of. So actually let me just grab this up and try and get in there quick because it's going to pop up. I've got a Pinterest board of collecting the logos that I quite like the look of, and kind of ordered them in the start and like what I find most relevant up here. So really I quite like the esports style. This stems from my love of NBA logos, always loved it, and also like a little bit of a nod to the 90s kind of stuff, from that era. So I like 90s cartoons, I like manga stuff, so I want to kind of bring that all in to create like the ultimate master. So beforehand I did make a few years ago when I rebranded, I made a like kind of kung fu sensei kind of guy, and put the dots on his head like Krillin from Dragon Ball Z, and like, I'm happy with that, but I'd like to take him to the next level, kind of do it in a way where he's unlocked some new ability, leveled up kind of thing, Super Saiyan, but more of like a darker style. So I was looking at these kind of creepy guys with their hoods up and stuff like that. So actually, if I flick that back up, so obviously I've been collecting these images, probably for about a year in some form or another, just trying to work out exactly what I want to do, and kind of I've been taking on jobs drawing people and kind of making mascots, so it made sense to get that done. On the work here, when I'd been drawing it and then brought it over into Illustrator here and spent some time kind of really developing where I want it to go. So normally I'd work kind of along, and then when I like something I'll bring it down and along, and kind of got to somewhere about here, wasn't quite sure on the mouth, so thought about where I work in the rave industry and kind of have for quite a while. I thought maybe putting in a smiley face would be the little nod to my history. I tried it with an actual smiley face and didn't think it looked quite right. So I quite like the cross eyes, and it gives me my own little symbol I can use. Trying not to look too much like Marshmallow, so I'll be keeping an eye on that as well. But I basically got it to a point where I quite liked it, and then ran out of time, so I got a guy called SevenBlur to have a look at it. He simplified it, kind of gave it thicker edges, stuff like that, and then I've taken back over with it to kind of finish it up and make sure it's bang on. I don't think I could really leave the whole logo to be done by someone else. It would have been good to, but it's probably best to put my own spin on it. So where I'm at right now, I'm just working out the letters. Go away, so we'd have to zoom over there. So before, in the previous videos, yeah, I was just basically tracing it, tracing what had been done, making sure it all looks smart, and then I'm just looking at the lettering really, because it's still a bit rough, and just trying to find a way to make the letters work together that is easy to read. So I'm not 100% sure on this backwardsy and whether that'll work. When I looked at doing my logo before, I think, let me just find, I'd done something like this with a backwards F, but I wasn't too sure on it, so I think that was about 2 years ago, and I was looking at rebranding, and then I ran out of time. But yeah, I definitely want to have some kind of badge. I think it's looking pretty cool, but it needs playing around with some more. And then once I'm happy with the actual shape and layout, I'll be looking at kind of colouring it to look right. Actually, the guy that I got, where's it gone? The guy that I got to have a look at this, SevenBlur, is the creator of this one in particular, which I really like the feel of, so that's why I got in touch with him to kind of get his input on it. So yeah, look forward to getting this done. I've got a lot of things waiting for the new logo to go on, so that I can get the next stuff underway. So what I'm going to do in this video now is I'll play around with the text a little bit more, but if I feel like I'm not really getting anywhere, I will carry on playing with this. I'll be doing something, so we'll see where it goes. Just seeing in the comments there, Jay, thank you very much. It's taken a lot of hard work to get it this far, so I'm glad you're liking it, and hopefully the end result will be something really good, and I'll get some merch out for sale on the site. Maybe run a few competitions with it as well, and get it spread around. So thank you for taking the time to comment. Right, so I'm going to get underway. I'm apologising in advance if I'm swearing or anything like that. I would love to just switch to some music, but it keeps on cutting out my videos and distracting me. So I'll chat to myself and answer any questions as they come in. Yeah, it's far away, and enjoy. Oh, and in true streamer fashion, please hit subscribe, like, share. It all helps spread it around. Today is my first time live streaming, So obviously a little bit nervous, and that'd be great, thank you. So I don't know if you saw on the last video, I was playing around with having a pen tip down the bottom there, which, because I wasn't quite sure about just the cut off down at the bottom, but I'm quite liking that now, but I'm not sure. When SevenBlur sent this back, I did really like the shape that had been created, but I just felt it looked a little bit odd. Maybe I could try getting it so it's like the cape of this guy. I've also got a really cool idea for a video once this is done of kind of the old logo transforming into this one, so some kind of power getting unlocked and then the hood whipping over and the face, the guy looking a bit worried in the old face logo looking worried, and then new one kind of glowing in or something like that. I think it would look pretty cool. So I'm aiming to have all of this kind of launched by September. Would be really cool, but we'll see. Can't do it. I can't launch it until it's right. I need that line. So just looking at this now, I did the outline by doing the offset path, but I think I might have to do it manually, because if this was a 3D object, the corner wouldn't be there. It'd be kind of down here somewhere, I think. And same with this. It'd be somewhere down here. Not sure. I could try putting that into 3D software just to get a feel for it. So I think I will fire that up actually and see how it goes. So I use an older version, which I can't afford the new one yet, but it should do exactly what I need to. So what I'm going to do is grab this text, just want to get a feel for it, so bring that over into the new one and paste that in. Just save that as L8. Just merge that into this one. Oop. And try not to show off too much customer stuff. Live projects. That one. That one. So now that's in here, let's get some 3D on it and just have a look at how that's going to look with put a cap on it. I basically just want to see what kind of angles we get when it's in like a real environment. It's sometimes a bit hard to do it by eye, Let's get this a bit deeper. And let's change the cap to engraved. Let's get another one of these on the go, but without this. Just bring that higher. Let's get some colour on so I can see what's going on. And if anyone watching can just give me a nod, make sure that you can hear me okay, that'd be awesome. Let's just get a quick look at that. I might have to just chuck some lights in. Just chuck a sun in and have a look. Thank you, Vince. Hope you're all good, mate. Okay, so what I'm doing here, I just want to find out how this would look in real, if it is a real 3D object. So I'm using a program called Cinema 4D, which we can create real things. So I'm just trying to match up. Let's go back out. Oh, I'm on the wrong document. So I'm just trying to match this up, just so I can make sure I've got the 3D angles just right. Because I think if I rush it now, in a month's time, I'll notice that it's not quite right. And we can get the angles perfect on it. So I'm not sure why that's cut out. So use your weekend then, Vince. And then yeah, once I've got this like exactly where I want it, then normally I'd wait until I've got the text perfect, but I think that's looking pretty good. I'm quite liking the backwards to the E now. Not sure. Let me know what you guys think. And yeah, I want to create my logo so that I can use it, the text on its own, or it all combined, or kind of just looking at making like a branding package really that I can make sure everything's consistent with, so it's easily recognizable and clear when it's down small, or have a symbol that can be used when it's down small, and get figured out from there. So definitely taking some time now to get it bang on should really help. So I was thinking the more dramatic that this would be, the better. So let's try that. I need that light to work. So let's bring this one forward a bit. That's the one. Let's bring it down. I think actually if I put a bit of reflection on it, it might help. Shit. Do something like that. That should do the job a bit better, right? So now I can see how it's going to look. Alright, see you later, Vince. Have a good day. Make sure you rest. Okay, so from here I can just grab I could just grab a little screenshot really. It doesn't have to be a full 3D render. Just do it. Oh, it helps if I do it properly. Because I just want to kind of go around the edge. So I might have to include, maybe do a bit of two-tone. Whoop, let's just put like a red dot on there. Let's copy that. Let's bring that into here. I'm running out of room. Right, I've got loads of room up there. Let's relocate to up here. So I'll try and make use of the whole board when I'm doing a job like this. Let's pop that in here. Oh, I probably should have worked out, got this bang on first. So I need to just make sure that this one, yeah, it doesn't quite go down to where I need it to go. So what I'm doing here is I need the lowest point of this F to be the same as the lowest point of the R, so that it's all balanced. So it's probably an easier way of doing this, but I like to do things a bit around the houses. Let's do something like that. And we can bring you down to here. So it's annoying that they came with those handles, but we put them in there, tuck them away so it's nice and sharp. Bring you down to there. Something like that. Probably actually the easier way of doing this would be to actually nick the F, spin it around and use some shortcuts, and then we know we're going to get it bang on. Do something like that. Bloody neighbours. 2 seconds. Right, so actually I think we could just make use of that how it is, and just bring that dip in there. So let's get that, use a pen tool here and just bring in, doesn't have to be exactly the same, do something like that, make it black, just while we're mucking around with the shapes, and then just reshape this bit so that we've got, bring that right up there so it's out of the way. It's looking better. Let's get rid of these little bits here. Oh, I don't like that. Alright. I don't know. think maybe if I bring that, yeah, it is that little bit that I'm not sure about. So let's bring these back here, and I'll just try and do this by eye. Can always tweak it a bit later. Okay, right, so I'm going to leave it like that for a bit and kind of look at it with fresh eyes later. So, but I'm going to just chuck this back in the 3D suite. Let's grab all the bits. Let's grab you. Let's do that. Let's get a you. Let's chuck that. We'll merge these together and then cut you out of you. Just do a slight different colour, just so we can see. Hit save. Saving and note. Yeah, that's fine. And then we'll bring it back into here and literally just replace that and that with the new one. So slap you in there, slap you in there, bring you forward a little bit, just so you can see. Oh, now I've messed that up. So I probably want it something like that. So look at how that looks. So again, I'm just using the 3D software to work out the exact shape of this black border, just so I got the angle right. But at some point down the line, I might actually model this guy and do a proper version of it. But yeah, for now, I'm literally just grabbing screenshots from here. Let's just see, it's got a couple more comments. Thanks, Niall. And Mick Marshall, better using Zara, is it Xara? Xara, let me just do a little Google search on what that is, or if you could put me a link. So, was it 3D software or something? It will help with my workflow. Oh, cool! I'll have a little look into that. If you can, yeah, feel free to give me a bit more info on that. I currently, I don't know what I use. I currently make use of kind of just notes and stuff like that to keep track of things. Also Trello as well for my project management. But yeah, any advice would be great. I've tried many different things over the time. I was looking at something called Monday.com. I think that's what it's called, to organise this rebrand that I'm currently working on for my company and the launch of a new service that we're going to be offering. So yeah, I'll check that out when I'm done working on this. That'd be awesome. Thank you for taking the time to write. Right, let's just grab another screenshot and just use that to try to get the lines down. Copy that. Let's head back into Illustrator and get rid of that one. And paste that in. Something like that. Now if I really wanted to cut some corners, I could have rendered this out with a solid black texture around here, and just used a feature called image trace that would have done this for me, but I might need to tweak this a little bit, so I thought I'd just go for it and save a few, well, it wouldn't be a few minutes, just save myself a few seconds. So here, if it was real, there would be a groove there, but I'm not going to actually include that in this because I want it to be nice and solid. I suppose I'm kind of going for a bit of like a, I don't know, like He-Man, or I suppose New York Knicks kind of feel to the logo, so nice and chunky. Let's get that straight up there. So we've got that one, and we'll make that. Oh, what I'll do is just do that slightly off black so that we can see it clearer. I might have to smooth out over here as well. Let me just get this kind of lined up a bit. It's going to have a slightly different angle, so I might have to stretch it a bit, which will normally advise not to, but I think when you're making something like this, sometimes you do have to. Send this backwards a bit and get some of these letters in. So it's not really brought it over perfect, but I think it's looking a bit better than it was. Yeah, the angle is totally off. So I think what I could do actually, because I prefer the angle of this, would be to trace this back in, but I will try and do this a bit of an easier way. So if I get this lined up perfectly, I know that it's straight. So I'm using this line here on the guides as a bit of a reference. I just want them to get the angle of the whites, and let's get rid of that. Let's get a different material, and I'm going to do that little trick that I just said about, and just see. Oh, wicked! Thank you, Mick, for popping a YouTube link on there. I will check that out a little bit later and see what the score is. Right, let's swap that for that. So I think I'll actually just get rid of the sun, get rid of the sky, and I need you not to have any reflections on you. So now that's going to be solid. We'll bring that back to about there. So now if I export this as probably a PNG, and then I can get the transparency there. So if I include an alpha channel, that should sort that out. I'm going to save it. Let's go back into here, into our projects, into there. 3D. Don't need any extra options really, just need to pump that up a bit. Let's get you to like 2000 and you to 1000. A little bit bigger. What am I doing wrong? It's because I'm looking at the wrong one. Oh, you're bugging me now. Okay. To see me out is probably the easier way. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is render this out through the 3D software. It shouldn't take too long because it's solid and should give me what I need. Yeah, it's really not taking long. And let's just have a little look and see if that did actually do what I needed to. Yeah, so it's giving me a nice solid PNG that I can then bring over into here, and gives me the new angles for the text. Let's get rid of that one. And what I can do is just do this image trace feature. Calculate it for a second, expand, and now that's turned into a vector. Give me all the points that I need, and I can just ungroup it, get rid of that, and tidy this up a bit. They're looking quite nice. So it's mostly that bit there that's going to need some kind of fix. I might be able to put a little line in here or something just to show off that it's 3D, or that it's chunky and it's not just solid. I think it kind of does that by eye anyway, but it's definitely looking, let's zoom back in on this one, the angle is definitely looking better than it was before. So let's come back over to this one. Let's come over here a little bit. Feeling like I'm too close to the edge, I'm going to fall off. So what I can do now is just literally get rid of this. I've even got little weird bits behind. And actually I might even be able to cheat a little bit, although I will have to tidy it up at some point, but I might be able just to pop that on here without it being too noticeable. Need it a little bit bigger on that edge. Oh, now I've done it. Group that all together, and then I can get it all where it needs to be. A little bit bigger, something like that. You just want to get those little bits in. Yeah. And then we can get him lined up a bit better. Just group that together and that together, right. So now he's lined up. So let's see, we've got 3 people watching right now. What do you guys think about this backwards E? Because it still keeps getting my attention. Do you reckon I should try and bring it the right way around, or should I leave it as it is the question. I just worry that it might not read as flyer with it being the wrong way around. Don't worry, I won't hold my breath on the answers because I don't think anyone is going to answer. I'll keep cracking on. So I'm thinking of just adding in a little nick off of there. Yeah, and we'll do the same the other side. So that's there. Something like that. Yeah. So you can give us, just put that E back because it's really bugging me now there, so I'll colour. So yeah, I definitely wanted to keep with the same colour scheme of the existing logo, which actually I might just pop in so we can let's see. So we can kind of like, definitely, yeah, I wanted to keep with the white, the yellow, and it's a slightly off black kind of grey. So, but I will have to include, I don't think I can have this guy's hood as white or yellow, so I think he's going to have his own thing, but I'm going to get him, have him shadow, like with shadows and light and looking really cool, as well as a flat version for other material. Let's bring that into here. I might just need to go down a little bit like this, just make it, just help your eye realise that it's 3D. Let's bring you over to about there. So let's grab that little black bit there. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Chris. And is it Ged? Ged? I think that's correct. So I'm really sorry if I've said your name wrong. But yeah, you both fill in the backwards E. That's great. Thank you for taking the time to answer. Let's get rid of that. So yeah, I think we're getting somewhere with this. What I do need to just figure out was something in the middle there. So on the old ones that I had when I was working on it a couple of weeks ago, I didn't have anything down there, but then when I sent it to get it simplified, the guy included something at the bottom which I thought made it look more like a, I don't know, like a crest of some sort, and I really like the shape, but I just couldn't think of something to really bring it together. We did toy with the idea of an Illustrator pen, just because, like, I don't even know how you could think of something that is a flyer to kind of show on a logo. Yeah, I just never been able to think of anything. I think the little rave face is enough there, but I would like to have something here, but I just can't work out what. So I know when I was looking at some of my inspiration when I was gathering it, I quite liked including a badge, so I might try that. I'm not sure about the badge at the top. Or actually I could put like the tagline down the bottom. That might add a little bit of shape. But yeah, I definitely think there's like a bit of a theme here with the having a pointy bit at the bottom. That's a technical term, pointy bit. And yeah, I'll have to kind of figure it out because I'll need to include that the whole way along. Yeah, I really like that. So maybe I could try some. It's worth a try, I think, before we get too deep in. And just excuse me a moment while I have a sip of my drink. It's a noisy bottle. Probably the noisiest bottle ever. But I am gonna So let's look at again a shape like this. So it's kind of like a long hexagon. I'm not going to completely copy it, but it's worth tracing just the line for something like this. So let's turn you off, and if I do it on this side, so just kind of start in the middle. I just want that shape is perfect. Okay, and then I can get rid of that and duplicate you and bring you over this way. Are you close enough to Mascot? Yeah. Whoop, too far back. Let's merge you in. So if I had something like this, I'm not quite sure how it's going to work, but send it to the back. You're grouped together, you're grouped together, and let's line you up perfect. Thank you, Josh. Let's hit like on a few of these. Like. Okay, thank you for taking the time to watch. Okay, it's a funny time of the day. So maybe if we did you that colour. It's coming together. And let's grab ooh, it's getting somewhere. Excuse me. I can even smaller than that. Yeah, I'm liking that. Just seen that my wife has joined. Hello, Tat. Making sure that I'm actually doing some work today. So, yeah, I think I do like that with the badge at the back. Maybe have it a bit thicker. Let's try a double size. And then have another line. Send you backwards and do it again. Maybe a 10. Like, I want it to be consistent. Okay, so this is where I need to get a bit of, I might have to bring it a bit smaller because I need his shoulders in there. What's going on? Why did that do nothing? Oh, because I didn't have it. Please don't judge me, gods of design, for stretching this. Yeah, so I think that's looking more like the shape that's needed. Maybe have you as white. I'm not sure. Because I kind of want him to stick out. So let's actually just copy you and bring you down here while we play around. And at least then if anything goes wrong I can go back. So Let's try popping you, imagine you together. I'll give you the right colour, send you back, and then I'll do the same with you. Make you that colour, merge you together, and send you to the back. That might have to be that colour. I don't know, I suppose that kind of hints, if I got rid of that bit, it does kind of hint that it's a cape at the bottom of this cape. Oh, that looks bad. That's where it gets tricky. Let's just get rid of you, and you. Let's ungroup that, and we'll cut these out of it. Okay. So I'm definitely like preferring that, the way that it's showing behind him. I think it makes him stand out a little bit more. Let's bring him down here. What I do is I'll cop out while I have coffee. I'll go for the cat one. So, why am I going mad? Right, that one. Oh, I can't even spell comments. There we go. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Right, I'm back. I have some coffee. So we'll get cracking. So let's see how many millions of you that said something. So Susie has said she likes the one on the left. Thank you, Susie, for taking the time to reply. Yeah, I was looking out on my phone while I was making my coffee, and I thought that it did stand out a little bit more. I would like to try and get these corners sticking out a little bit more. Maybe I haven't got it quite central. So let me just chuck this back over here. Let's get rid of this so no one gets confused. Whoop. Let's chuck you back over there. Take those little nicks out of here. Let's click like on there. So I'm just going to tweak that a little bit more. Just want to make sure it's balanced out. Did I agree with that? Yeah. I'm going to just remove these from in front of it. So yeah, I think that's looking pretty good so far. Yeah, I wanted to just make sure that we're all equal. So let's group that together and group everything but that together. I'll just make sure that this is central. So just move the teeniest little bit. So actually I might be able just to make it just a little bit bigger. It would be cool to get something going on down here, but I'd want it to be relevant, not just some random circle. But who knows, if it looks good, we might just keep it a little random thing. Right, that might be how we get the. We put a pen on there. I don't know if it will look right. So anyone that's kind of missed what I've been babbling on about, I'm in the process of redoing the Flymasters branding. I've attempted it a few times over the last few years and kind of got to a point where I'm happy, and then got really busy and not managed to get any further. But in a way I'm quite glad that I didn't, because I probably would have changed my mind again. I'm gearing up for a big kind of rebrand and launching a few new services, or maybe not services, but I don't know how to describe it, but I've got some new ventures under the Flymaster that I want to be doing, which is well underway. But I want to have a logo that fits the brand and also fits myself, because it's my work and I want it to look good. So I've always been influenced by kind of 80s or 90s cartoons, manga stuff, like the thought of leveling up and being the master, and and kind of things like that. Also NBA logos. I just love the kind of chunky 3D illustrations and having a mascot and stuff like that. It's always, I don't know, been my cup of tea. So I was kind of heading that direction when I made this one years ago, and was thinking of the whole like sensei kind of thing. And then the idea for this new one is that this guy has unlocked some new powers that have kind of taken over him, a bit more edgy, a bit darker, and the little smiley face is kind of a nod to my work in the rave industry. I've been, it must be coming up to 9 or 10 years that I've been doing stuff for rave companies, so yeah, I wanted to kind of tie it in with that. So yeah, we've basically been building from here. I did this all off camera, hired someone to give me a cleaner version of what I'd made, someone who specialises in mascots, because I think I would have probably kept the lines a bit too thin, and he's kind of simplified the hood, etc. And then we've been working, or I say I've been working and mumbling along to you guys. And we've kind of got to this, which actually I wanted to have a crest of some sort. I thought the shape looked better than that just having a flat finish to it. But we're definitely getting somewhere. And yeah, I'd love to know your guys' thoughts on anything to do with the company or the work I do. It'll be really great. I've never live streamed before today, so it's a bit shocking, a little bit nervous, and I was hiding behind music earlier, and then Facebook police have muted the videos because they don't like the fact that I had audio in it. So now you have to put up with me talking and rabbiting on. So I was talking about earlier, I liked having this shape down the bottom. It would be quite cool if rather than just an empty space, I could do something with it. So there was a thought of a pen tool, because I can't really think of any way to represent a flyer, or what I'd class as a flyer. And although I don't really use Illustrator for my flyers, I suppose I use the pen tool quite a bit. It kind of just that little nod to design. I can't really think of anything else that I could put down there. So it's looking okay. I think I might be able to bring that up to here actually and have you white. So I'm just experimenting with a few different things here and see where we go. Nah, that just looks weird. Let's bring you back to there. And I think what I'll do is I'll leave that as it is there. Start tidying this bit up, I think, because I'm going to need that to work on its own. And then once I've got all the components together, I can tie it together a bit better. Oh, and actually I did want to try popping a tagline in and see. It might just overcrowd it a bit, not cloud it. So let's, what did I have before? Music and event graphics. I should know all of this off the top of my head. So let's bring it back down, because I think the other ventures might have something different written on, I'm not sure. too much. That's no. Not sure actually. It does look alright, I think. Just bring that together, it's like that. Make sure it's equal. Making me a little bit twitchy, so I might have to put a little bit of curve on it. Effects, that's why I'm in the wrong place. Warp. Just pop a little bit of a curve. Even just like the tiniest little bit. And that matches the one above it. Not sure. I don't know if it needs it, to be honest. If it needs to say what it is. I think what we'll do is we'll pull that one over it, and that can be, it's there if something does make sense. Right, let's try a few more things. Let's try. Bring this over here. I'll get rid of that for right now. I'm going to try switching these colours around. I think that's really the key part of any kind of branding project, is playing around and seeing what works and what doesn't. That might work. The ideal is to have some kind of border around this guy. I don't know about having the electricity like I put on the original, it might be too much, but definitely something to go around this bit. Maybe around all of it. Let's see how it looks. Merge you together, send you to the back. Pop the yellow on you. Yeah, a bit thinner. Something like that. Let's just have a look at this mix logo actually. So they've got this bit underneath on the 3D. I wouldn't mind trying that and see how it looks. It'd mean getting rid of that bit, and actually it'd only be on here, but it might be what's missing from down here. So let's just do a few rough shapes and see how it looks. So it'd be something like that. These are only going to be nice and rough. I'll figure it out properly once if it does look alright. Yeah, that could work. Need a bigger clearance though. So I'd have to shrink this in. Actually, while I'm right here, I hit save because I'm must be about an hour in. So I need the edge to be about that and about that. Oh, it'd be about there, wouldn't it? No, I don't know. Right, this might be where we head back to here, and these lines that I'm trying to draw are already here. So I can just bring that in a little bit. And this gives me a guideline to use. Just save it over the top of the other one. And then bring it into here. Yeah, I think that's sticking. Looks pretty good. Maybe just have it on the bottom ones. Let's just lock that in place. I'm just going to go a bit wrong. Let's turn it down a bit. Just try to get that lined up perfectly. I think that's about as good as it's going to get. Yeah, lock that in right. And then from there, that's much easier. I'll figure out if I want to have some space in a minute. I tell you what, this absolutely sucks not having music on. But it seems that Facebook have got some issues, even with listening to like royalty-free stuff. always do that. Right. Just go here. Okay guys, I think I'm going to stop there for a little bit because I think I'm just kind of going around in circles now. So just to recap, we've gone from a kind of half put together idea. I then have got someone called SevenBlur to kind of have a look at it, simplify it a little bit. He specialises in making mascots for esports. From there I have tweaked my text to kind of got my guide together, and then have been playing around with making the text 3D, adding in a crest, and then just experimenting really with what works. I think now I need to kind of like go away from this for a couple of hours and then look at it with a fresh set of eyes. So I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who has checked it out today, and everyone who's commented and shared and liked. It's my first time streaming, my first time talking on a stream as well, so I'm very grateful for your time. Have a good afternoon. I'll come back on when I'm ready to do the next part.